Hello and welcome to another episode from the Water's Edge. Today we're at Barford Lakes, probably Norfolk's biggest and most prolific fishery. The selection of 11 lakes offers fishing from the day ticket training lake, match lakes, normal day ticket lakes, and they've even got some specimen carp lakes as well. To go with that, we've got the on-site tackle shop, a newly added calf, and they've also got a fully licensed coach on site with some tackle hire. I'm going to be fishing on a lake called Willow today, which is a quick 10-minute drive down the road, so I'll catch up with you there. Well, here we are down Willow. We've got all the gear set up. Today I've chosen to fish peg 18 for a few reasons. The main reason is quite a thin lake and the wind's blowing down this way, so hopefully that'll bring the fish down with it. They do tend to follow the wind quite a lot. I've also seen the odd fish move as well, so hopefully it's a good sign for a few fish. As I said, conditions aren't the best, it's light drizzle and overcast, but we're going to try and catch a few fish shallow. It's a nice easy method, quite simple, quite aggressive, and it's really attacking is the way to go forward with this. Quick look at my rig. First of all, I've got my top kit elasticated with 8/8. It is quite tight, and I've also got a puller bug in there as well. Willow's renowned for a few big fish, so hopefully if we do manage to hook one of those, we're geared up for it. The line is 018 G line. That is quite strong. It's sort of like between 7 and 9 pounds. Comes down to small Garbolino dibber float. Now I'd like to use small floats when fishing shallow purely for the reason that you can come to within limits as shallow as you like. What I mean by limits is there's a 12-inch limit here. That's as shallow as you can fish. That's just shot with 2 number 8s. That's purely to cock the float. I've got nothing down the line, so I want the pellet to sink at exactly the same rate as my feed pellet. And then finally onto the hook, I've got an O size 16 guru, and then on a bait band hair rig as well. As I said, that's pretty simple, but it can be very effective. Bait choice is all I've got. Have to use fishery owned pellets, so I've chosen a kilo of 6 mils. We'll just be dripping in between 5 and 10 of them every 10 to 15 seconds. Let's give it a go. I'm going to be fishing today at 13 metres. I find it's a nice range to catapult and it's nice and comfortable. There's not anyone either side of me, so I haven't got to compete with them. If that was the case, then quite often I would fish 14 up or 16 to try and get yourself that little bit further and create yourself some more room. But as I said, 30 metres nice and comfortable. I've picked a marker on the far side, and then the main thing about when you're fishing shallow is all about your feeding. You're trying to force them fish to come as high as you can get them, really. I'm going to start at 2 foot, and then I'll switch, hopefully, coming shallower and shallower right up to the limit of 12 inches, because that's where you're going to be catching if you're going to do a big weight normally. All you're doing is keep it on the same spot, keep that bait going in. Not many pellets at all. I mean 6, anything more than that is probably too many. You just want to keep a nice trickle of bait going in, and then keep lowering and dropping your bait so your bait is falling in with your hook baits as well. Well, we just hit the first fish. Been feeding away for a little bit. Don't think it's particularly massive, but it's all good fun. Most important thing, whenever you're fishing shallow, make sure that bait keeps going in even when you're playing fish. Just seen it. It's like a couple of pounds. Again, before you net it, pouch full of bait, and you're looking for the next fish. And there we go. One of the F1s that's in here. Have a quick look at him. Solid little fish. Now F1s don't normally grow the biggest, but they are quite aggressive feeders when they really get going, so it'd be nice to have a few of them today. Let's put him back. Just slip another pallet on, we'll get back out there. Just hooked another fish. The first thing to do, as soon as you hook a fish, is try and get it out of your peg, either to the left or the right, and then you can let it play around out there for a bit, just while you're feeding, ready for the next fish. I mean, the fish we've got on here is important, but especially in a match situation, or when you're trying to do big weights, your next fish is almost as important as the fish you've got on. So keep playing it in, take your time, onto the top kit, and then straight away back with your feed. And then you're ready to land your fish. Got another F1. Great little fighters. Lovely little fish. Let's slip him back. Well, we've gone straight back in. We're in for another fish. Same again, I've pulled the fish out in the swim, got the feed going in, and now we can try and pull it back. Not sure what this is. Probably guess at another F1, because when they get feeding they really do become aggressive and shoal up. Coming in nicely. Onto the top kit. Just trap it between your legs and under your arms so it can't get pulled in. And then feed. Well, slightly bigger this time. There is another F1 again. I mean, they don't really grow massive, so I mean, probably won't get much bigger than that, but I mean that's a perfect size fish. You can do a real good weight of those. Huge tail on them. Well, let's slip them back. Hopefully we'll be able to have a few of the bigger carp in here if we keep feeding. Sometimes they do push them out after a while. Just go straight back on another pallet. Back out to the marker, and then we'll get the feed in again.